everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Sophie, and this channel is chronicling my journey of living my best life with multiple chronic health conditions. Today, as I hinted at during the end of the last video, I'm going to talk about chronic illness and food, probably touching into body image, and overall just the difficulties of managing something that a lot of other people find easy, which is eating, when you have multiple chronic illnesses. The chronic illnesses I have, in particular when it comes to food modifications I need to make, means that I need to stick to a low sodium or low salt and low carbohydrate diet, which you'd think would be easy because a lot of people would have those same restrictions. If someone has diabetes and high blood pressure or heart failure, something like that, those two sort of coincide a lot, the low carb, low sodium. But when you look at meal delivery services or any sort of prepared food, it's easy to find low or no sodium options, like no sodium added options, or low carbohydrate options, but for some reason it is really hard to find low sodium, low carb options, which means you need to do a lot of cooking. For some people, this may not be much of a problem. They may enjoy cooking. I, on the other hand, well, I don't mind cooking. Physically, I just cannot cook on the daily. It is too much for my muscles. My muscles burn almost instantly when I do anything, be it writing or brushing my teeth, when I had long hair, brushing my hair, walking, anything where it's repetitive motion or like a hold, like holding a grocery bag or something like that. All of those type of things make my muscles burn. So having to cook every day is not ideal. And some things you just can't cook and reheat, or cook and freeze and reheat later. Some things just don't work that way. It becomes really hard and it becomes really expensive when you're living primarily on Social Security disability, which already does not pay the bills. And by bills here, I mean mortgage, car payment, car insurance, homeowner's insurance, electricity, those sort of bills. To spend more money on food to be cooked is rather difficult, but finding less food you need to not prepare as much, so more prepared food, even if it's not something like a meal delivery service or TV dinner or something like completely prepared, is really, really difficult. Add to that, I've obviously, if you've been following this channel for, I guess it would have to be 2 years now, have gained a lot of weight. I have no idea why. My diet has not changed. My activity level has not changed. Something metabolically has definitely changed, and my labs do reflect that. I am working with my PCP to figure out what's causing my labs to be funky, which would probably help us figure out why I gained so much weight. But in the meantime, doctors love sort of just saying like, oh, you're overweight, why don't we give you a GLP-1 medication like Ozempic? Or, oh, like you have high LDL cholesterol, why don't we give you a statin? Instead of looking at the full picture, statins can cause symptoms that I already have, which would be muscle pain, so I am not likely to take a statin. I don't want to take a GLP-1 for multiple reasons. I have nothing against them if they are needed. They are wonderful medications, but they do come with side effects. So the side effects they come with, or can come with, are things, once again, I already have. For example, constipation, or slow digestion, or lack of appetite. I don't have a big appetite as it is. I don't eat very much. I normally only eat in the afternoons. I eat 1 or 2 meals a day. That is it. So I'm not prone to take something that's going to mess with my appetite too much, especially with a history of anorexia. So that's out, but I'm more interested in figuring out metabolically what is going on, and in the next few weeks I will be getting more blood work to see if we can figure out what's going on, because again, right now we just don't know. We have tested a few things in terms of things that could be making my inflammatory markers be higher, and so far everything else has come back normal. But my inflammatory markers were still quite high in in March. So I'll be getting labs done probably May 1st, more because I just had the biopsy. Have to take some time to have the body sort of settle after that. The immune system needs to settle. But bringing that all back to food, it makes it difficult to figure out what to eat when nothing you eat seems to be correct. Something is always wrong for a condition, except for proteins, not prepared proteins because they're high sodium, but on like frozen chicken that you cook, or frozen beef that you cook, frozen fish that you cook. Things like vegetables, salads, and even with salads, a lot of things I would like to put on my salad, I cannot because, again, high salt, olives, banana peppers, very high in sodium. So it's just really, really hard, and it's exhausting, to be quite honest. I do plan on going back to a ketogenic diet here shortly. It will likely not be low sodium at the beginning because I want to see how my body reacts if it's a sort of like a normal ketogenic diet. And then if I need to lower the sodium, I will have to figure that out because I will be having salads with banana peppers and olives and stuff like that because that's what I want. We will have to see how that actually goes. But that is the current plan. I want to do it for, at the very least, 2 weeks, but ideally a month, because then I can get lab work done again and see if it has helped my inflammatory markers any, if they come back still elevated when we get them done in a couple weeks. But that is the new plan with diet. I am going to not totally ignore sodium. I'm not going to salt my food. I don't own salt. There's no salt in the house. But I am going to sort of be more loose with my sodium restriction and just be mindful of like the processed meats and stuff like that versus something like olives, which normally are high in sodium. But obviously I will keep you guys updated on how that goes. The next video, let's see, may or may not be about the lab work. I plan on getting it done around May 1st. I should have most if not everything back by that weekend. So I may be able to make a video that weekend about what my lab work is before making these drastic dietary changes. There are some things, some foods I want. Well, actually I can change most of them to fit a ketogenic diet. Since this month was my birthday month, I do have a lot of sort of free foods in various places. And I would like to get as much free food as possible because, as everyone knows, food is expensive. So I want to take advantage of that, even if it is not ketogenic in nature. I will probably go out to eat one of those places today after physical therapy. But that's going to be it for this one. It was kind of long, a little rambly in the middle. I apologize. But yeah, next video, either lab work, maybe physical therapy. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I hope you guys are having a good day whenever it is you are seeing this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.